Okay, so here's a couple of ways, but really you're gonna have to make some decisions that are things that I couldn't make, but I guess you would know how. First, I would review how this was made and where it came from that created basically all these things are like little separate patches, and that's not gonna work for your making solids out of it thing unless you want all these little areas to be solids. So I guess basically you're just asking how do you fix these areas that do this, right? But these continue all the way around to over here and over here. So you'll have to make a determination of where you start, replace that arc. But like, let's just say I'm gonna just take this from here, and then you can ask questions from there. Um, so let's start with this point right here. You want these to be just have one seam in between them so that they're connected and joined surfaces when you're done. Trim and extend two entities, and then click this one and click that one, and that extends them. Now there's that seam there, single seam. I would just delete these two now because what we're going to do is create a new join from that single seam across to the other side, right? But so now we got to fix this other side. So here you have actually this arc is coming in, and then it's broken and separate right there too, and then separate from the others. The trim and extend won't work on this side because they're pointing in two different directions. They don't trim and extend together, and you don't want to just line join a little segment jog there. So you might fix this by, first off, that's not even a continuation of this arc and a line. This right here is actually a spline, and it's super heavy in these areas. So I mean, really, the creation is what you want to look at that. So what you can do though is first let's translate that and get it connected to the end of that arc, which is where you want. So now that's connected, and it's kind of your same general intent there. And then what I'm going to do is arc fit that, which is going to turn it into an arc and a line. I'm going to arc fit by 001. I don't want to make it too heavy or anything. So now what that does is it gives me basically a continued arc from this one all the way up into where now the rest of it's just a straight line, but the straight line doesn't join up to there. So I can delete that line. Now at this point there's a difference in plane from this one to this one. So again, you're making decisions now. Do I want to continue on with this, or do I want this to continue on with this? Normally, if these were two planar arcs, it would just be a line joined between that end and that end. But because they're in 3D and twisted a little, like you said, I would just use the blend tool, which is going to make sure we have a tangent connection between those two. And so somewhere in here there's a hump in 3D that causes it to go between those planes. And again, these are, that's the decision that, here, let's put a UCS there and see if we can, isn't there a new view? There you go. I don't have a surface though. Oh, well, okay. Maybe I put a plane there and then I can get in, and I wanted to look flat in on that thing, perfectly flat. Oh, that's, so it looks like it looks like it has a little wave right in there to it. Jumps back in this way, and then let's see. Let's rotate that. So in normal to that plane over there, it's coming around that curve and swooping down to connect to that other arc, right? So that gives us a view of what the blend between those two arcs did. But again, that would change. It's maybe this one's lower and it's swooping up. Yeah. Anyway, that's going to change with you determining how you're going to fix it. But basically, that's how you fix it. Yeah. So with that spline, I just made it one arc, and then how is it going to attach versus blah blah blah. You know, you get the same thing in all these. That's basically what you're asking. So you get these two separate curves. So basically, you want to have this curve come around and meet up with that curve. You know, if you're asking how to do it, then yeah, is that curve still there? I didn't even look. Yeah, so you know, take this curve. I guess if you want to, basically you want to start at one side of the model. So whether you're coming from this way and moving these, or coming from this way and moving in this way, you know, you would have to start off by taking this curve right here, that edge, and translating it to match up with this other edge over here. It doesn't work with the recording software going on. Yeah, you see what I mean? This edge up here. This edge right here is not connected to that curve. So you could grab whatever this curve is and attach it there. Then you're going to have to follow through and find out where it misses, you know, then reattach from here down to here or something. Anyway, I could probably go on for too long. The model's all separate pieces and patches. You're going to have to just figure out and work your way through it. I'll answer any questions I can as you go through.